Welcome to Beyond Our Focus. I'm Stefan, this is Amanda, and this is What's in the Box for November 30th, our last show of November. I know, it's crazy to think that we're already at the end of November.
I know, holy shit.
When we come back on Monday, it'll be December. We'll be in December, which is in some ways terrifying that we've already gotten through the year so quickly. In other ways, I thank God that we're getting through this holiday season quickly.
What did we started in September?
I think we started in August.
August?
I have an official date, whatever the first video posted and all that stuff. I don't remember exactly what it was.
I do too.
I do remember last looking at it and being like, God, that was so much closer than I thought it was.
No. Yeah, my book's
Let's see. So maybe it is September. Because it was a lot closer. I looked at it and I remember thinking like, oh my God,
we've
only done this for 2 months.
August, I believe, but our official one I don't think went up so.
I have to look. Cause we're gonna
we
figure
also
out.
didn't start dates until like last month.
Yeah, but I will go by the inception of the channel, which will be the inception of our very first video going live. Mm-hmm. That'll be the very first time our start date will be our first video. Which, truthfully, we started weeks before that.
Unless we want to talk about our first filming day. Because it didn't go up our first.
I know. And then it get edited. I'm going, inception is when this channel started. Sounds good to me.
Anyways, continue.
But I didn't think about it. I could actually look at my phone and find this out. Well, because I can get to YouTube from my phone.
Anyways, what's in the box?
What's in the box?
You didn't even do you stopped at the date.
Please know what's in the box is our ranting, raving podcast where we like to start with movies and move over to other stuff. And if we can't figure out anything, we'll go to a topic in the box.
Well, if you didn't know, that's what it's about.
Yeah, right there.
Yes.
So, start us off while I look for...
Today, in our snack box, we have a Scooby Snacks. And we have Sandies. And of course, water.
Yeah, always water. Okay, I say always water. The last time we did not have that, we had a field day with milk all over the place.
We had milk. We've had aloe juice. Let's Palaver. We've had tea. We've had cocoa. We've
done lots of things. Okay, I lied. All right, our very first video to post on the channel was August 26th.
So late August.
Late August. The video to which we filmed our test video, which maybe one day we'll put up. I don't know. We'll see. We did on August 19th. It was the first Would You If.
Yeah, it's never going to be seen by the
Why not? What was wrong with that one?
No, I thought our Would You If we did really well.
We did. That's why. But it was the test video. One. It's us testing chemistry and testing out the show.
I thought you meant the full version of our very first
episode.
No,
that will never be seen. That will never be seen. I don't even sure. I don't even know if I have to have it. It's got to be on the computer somewhere, but it's not posted anymore.
Die. Like you better be paying some high Patreon bucks to be able to ever see that.
Yeah, that's rough. Maybe one day we'll dig in all the archives and throw it up there, but I don't know.
Maybe years later we can look back and laugh on it.
This is where it started and laugh.
Right now it will still, the channel will tank if it ever gets seen.
That was August 19th that happened. And we started talking about this way beforehand. So I don't know. I don't know when that is, but August 26th.
So.
Which for some reason stands out of my mind as a day of something else, but I don't know what.
It does, but I can't remember what.
August 26th, it reminds me of something. Like a very special day for something particular, other than the show. But I don't remember what.
And it wasn't something that we would talk about on that show because it was specifically for...
It just seems like it was a holiday or some event happened. Something happened I should remember August 26th. I don't know why. It just looks like...
If it's someone's birthday, I'm so sorry.
It's not a birthday that I'm familiar with in my immediate family, so... I do not know. But anyway, let's go into movies.
Well, we were talking about how long it's been. So, late August, September, October, we're already through November.
We've only been doing this 3 months. Think about it that way.
Either way, it's just a long... It still feels like a long time.
It feels like it's been 6 years, but it's been 6 months. I mean, 3 months.
In a good way.
Yeah, it just feels like we've been doing this forever. Mm-hmm. I mean, I literally feel like this should be like, oh, we're episode 150 or something. And we're not.
Yeah. Combined
I think
totals.
what's in the box, this is only like episode 11.
Yeah. That's still a high number to think about.
No, it's not.
It is. The fact that we've been sitting in front of a camera for 11... Well, also, What's in the Box started later.
I know. This one's 11. Yeah. Our other ones are 14.
If we think about our very first episode of Would You If, or our very first episode of, Breaking Prisms, because even though that hops back and forth, it's still...
we've done that many episodes, yeah.
Yeah, that's still a lot of episodes.
14 weeks. Huh. Again, we've only been doing it for 3 months.
Times.
3 months, or a little over 3 months. It's just...
And we've hopped so many places.
We've done a lot. We've been around. We've done some things. Again, it just feels like...
We've been around. We've done some things.
Haven't we all done some things? Okay.
We've burned channels down. We've burned shows down. We've burned everything down.
So, I don't know. It feels like so long. Yeah. And we really, truthfully, haven't been doing this very long.
Yeah. So, movies.
All right, well, I think let's start with the first one that me and you both went and saw.
The Nutcracker. Which
I think you liked more than me.
Personally, I liked, just like a lot of movies, I like the world. I like the costumes. I like maybe the music. Some things did not make sense at all. I liked some of the, just the ideas that they had, like the present idea, the fact that you had to follow a string to find your gift. I thought that was really cool. Like, just little things overall, though, it was a movie.
The thing is, the presentation-wise, the aesthetic looked cool, was cool. The movie itself wasn't. It just didn't come together very well.
There was no real flow to it. It was very choppy.
Yeah, it was choppy.
Like our editing.
There were certain parts that's like it was very obvious where they edited and did things because there were some weird jump cuts. So like, this doesn't make sense. Why did we go here? How did this happen?
Like it's like they tried to have like a montage of things going on, but it literally was just 1 minute she's here, 1 minute she's in the castle, and then 1 minute she's back here again or back outside, and you're like, what happened?
It didn't make sense. There's some really strange things they did. It just, I don't know. It was an odd movie in that. I liked the ideas. I liked some of the world they went to and the things they did, but as a movie, it did not execute very well.
I like the fact, by the way, most of the time we talk about spoilers, so if you don't want to hear about this shit, kind of jump a bit.
Well, we don't generally, when we talk about movies on this particular show, go into spoilers.
This is the only show we talk about movies.
Well, I'm talking about, we go like Breaking Prisms, where
okay.
It is a huge spoiler. The episode here is a spoiler. We generally give overviews of the show. We generally don't jump into spoilers that much.
Okay. I just forgot. But as far as the Nutcracker goes, I think I really liked the concept of mice creating a giant mouse. I thought that was cool. There's nothing to do with spoilers, but because I believe they showed it on the trailer. But
well, there's something else that did that exact same thing. It's not an original idea.
Besides, there's bugs, but there's bugs that have created people. But
I've seen that exact thing. Maybe not with mice, using something else similar. A bunch of something that creates a bigger version of that. It's like, come on.
I still liked it.
And it made no sense. Not that some of these things didn't make a lot of sense. I don't know.
Leave my mic
I didn't care for it.
The fact that my sister will never be able to watch that movie is funny enough to me, okay?
She don't like mice?
She's terrified of mice. She can't even watch Stuart Little. She doesn't even like Mickey Mouse. Like, if there's a mouse on TV, she has to look away.
Did you beat her with a dead mouse as a child? I mean, is that how this works?
She's my older sister.
It doesn't matter.
No, she just does not like mice.
That's beyond not liking mice. That's a phobia.
Yeah.
All right. Well, after that, for the weekend, separately, Amanda, for her birthday, she turned the ancient age of 28 and a half and 3/4.
Thank you for being nice, but...
I was in my mind, I went a lot of places and ended up there.
I turned 29. I went and saw Fantastic Beasts.
And then I saw it the next day.
Overall, I loved it. I really like...
Love is a very strong word for this movie.
For you, yes, because you didn't really have strong feelings for the first one.
Because the first one gave us a smoke monster, and no one needed a smoke monster.
Leave Ezra Miller alone.
No, love Ezra Miller. Like him as an actor, love what he does. We didn't need a smoke monster. Can't wait to get him in an actual Flash movie, because I like his Flash so much.
I still didn't see Justice League, so I have no idea who he is.
Not missing a lot, but him in Justice League, really great.
Well, that's the thing, is that's the only reason why I've wanted to watch Justice League is for Ezra Miller.
Well, he's some of the better parts of the movie, if not the best part of the movie.
It's like fell in love with him in Perks of Being a Wallflower. Went back and watched again because I had seen it before but didn't recognize him. Is We Need to Talk About Kevin. It's a really fucking twisted movie.
I haven't seen either of these movies, so.
You've never seen Perks of Being a Wallflower?
No.
It's a well, and you like slice of life movies, right? Like dramas about growing up, like coming of age stories.
No. I very much do. Very much do.
Very, very good movie. Mm-hmm. Very good. Like Logan Lerman plays the main character.
There's another coming of age story that I watched not terrible long ago that was excellent, like really, really excellent, and I can't for life of me cannot remember what it is right now.
It might be the one that I'm going to talk about when we get to what else I've watched.
I don't know. But Fantastic Beast. Yeah, I think the second one was a lot better than the first one. I enjoyed it more, but I also had different expectations for the movie. But I also think it handled, in my opinion, a lot of things better.
I definitely like the new creatures that they brought in.
I enjoyed it from the first movie and this movie. Easy creatures. It's called Fantastic Beast. I better be getting some Fantastic Beast.
I felt bad for the Chupacabra, but I really like the Niffler still. He's still one of my top favorites. He's adorable.
And that's why he was brought back for this specifically because he was adorable.
And there was more than one of them. Yeah.
So, that and I know it's in the commercial, the giant
cat thing.
Yeah.
I forgot what it's called.
I don't remember half the creatures this thing was called, but there's some really, really cool creatures. I enjoyed. The plot got a little convoluted. It's like we went a little far with the plot. No spoilers, but the plot went places like, did we really need all that?
Yeah.
Did we? A little much, but I think overall there's some really cool things. Like the whole, which I was curious about in the commercials, and is not really betterly explained in the movie. I forget his character's name.
Who?
The guy who got his memory wiped in the first one.
I can't remember his name. It's sad.
Who all of a sudden, I'm back, and I'm good!
They explain that.
They do. Poorly. That was their way of saying, people really liked him. He's back again!
Well, you kind of got the feeling that he might come back anyways from the last one.
I know.
The very end.
But it was still, it was a sad excuse how they did this. But
you just don't. What do you have against him? What's wrong with you? You should be happy.
They shouldn't have done it to begin with. They should have tried to wipe his memory to begin with, so they wouldn't have a reason to try to.
They had to, okay?
There's a lot of issues.
Jacob Kowalski.
Yes, and he's still a great character. So overall, a better movie. They not really a spoiler if you know anything about this movie at all, including that they're planning on making 5 of them. That they definitely leave it open for a third one.
Oh yeah.
Like wide open. Like insanely wide open. But enjoyable. It actually had me more interested in a third one, especially with some of the things that happened towards the end of the movie. I'm now very curious where J.K. Rowling plans on bringing this. But it was enjoyable. And then after that, that's the only thing me and her seemed the same. I, yesterday, doesn't matter, relevant to this, went and saw the movie Overlord that was and was not, and but after watching it was not a Cloverfield tie-in. So they got started rumored by one of the guys that played in it, and it's also collaborated only by the fact that Bad Robot also produced this movie, and that's J.J. Abrams, and he's the one who makes all the Cloverfield tie-ins, so it's like, it makes sense that it would be, but it's not, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Some really cool graphics they played with it, it was a little gory, a cool little war story about things we've seen before, about Hitler and them with secret science experiments doing crazy things. It was fun and enjoyable, and I liked it.
The weirdest one that I've seen that with that concept is called Frankenstein's Army, I think. And literally it's about like an underground bunker these people go and look at or get a tour of or something. I don't know. All I know is that you find out Hitler has having this doctor, this crazy doctor, create him super soldiers, in which case these are like dead soldiers that they're literally putting giant drills and stuff on for hands and like wearing gas masks and weird shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's probably the weirdest one I've seen.
For whatever reason. When you said, did you say tourist a second ago?
Tourist? For what?
For your description of this movie.
No.
I could have sworn you said something about tourist or some along those lines. Maybe about the place it was at or something.
No, I just said that it was a bunker. And Hitler... Oh, I said... The only thing I said with tour in it was giving them a tour.
Giving a tour. Well, I took the word tour and turned it into a 3-hour tour.
What are we on, Gilligan's Island?
Yes!
Jeez.
That's exactly where I went with that. He said giving a tour. And I went, oh, a 3-hour tour. A 3-hour tour.
This is the musical portion of
this. I love
anyway,
Gilligan's Island. I love Gilligan's Island.
I have not seen Overlord. I wanted to see it, but I didn't. Yeah, I needed sleep and work.
Didn't happen. Anyway, what are these other movies you and saw?
I didn't go see anything. I actually rented on Redbox. I rented the movie Mandy, which I'd asked you if you'd seen it. I asked Michael if he had seen it. Both of you said no. You said you had no interest in it because it was a Nicolas Cage movie.
Okay. Do you remember now you briefly mentioning this?
Pretty much, general synopsis is Nicolas Cage and his girlfriend, wife, whatever she is, really. They kind of live out in the middle of nowhere, and one day she is walking down the road and this van passes by with a cult, like members of a cult in it, and the cult leader decides that he wants her, so... Thus, the story pretty much begins there with, kidnapping and all that kind of stuff. Either way, how the movie was created, like the style of it, really interesting because it was once again a movie, created nowadays, but very much filmed. The effects that they did, even the titles and stuff that they put up, very, very retro. Like, sorry.
No, don't die.
But like,
tendency to do that
the cult is very, of course, reminiscent of like Charles Manson, everything like that. But just how it looks, how it's played out, everything is just really, really weird, like trippy. I would assume it's a very artistic movie to me. Like, I visually, I liked it. Story-wise, the first half, really interesting. As far as, like, things that are going on. It seemed like a movie. Second half, I don't know what happened. It turned into, like, a crazy, bloody revenge story. So, as I said, like, overall, it was weird. I don't know if I'd watch it again. But it almost seems like a movie you'd watch in, like, college for a, like, art study or a movie study, like film studies.
See, my issue with Nicolas Cage is that he hasn't been a legit, viable actor in a long time. The only thing he's played in that people accept him as being decent is, like, some of his voiceover roles. But him as a serious actor, people are like, okay, he's out the window there.
The other movie that I saw is Love, Simon.
Love, Simon was excellent. Wasn't the movie I was thinking about a second ago. That one came to mind.
Oh,
but
okay.
no, it wasn't. No, Love, Simon, excellent.
Yes, I adored it. It was sweet. It was silly. It was cringeworthy. Like, you're watching it and going, you're digging yourself into a hole. Dig yourself out, buddy. Hurry, climb out. This is only going to get worse. And I liked it. I really enjoyed watching that one.
It is a fantastic movie.
Yes.
What was that movie that I personally was thinking about that I watched not too terribly? It was a coming-of-age story about a girl.
About a girl, okay.
Girl. Yes, a girl. And I can't, for the life of me right now, cannot remember. I don't remember if we rented it off Redbox.
Ladybird?
Huh?
Ladybird?
I know it's not Ladybird. I saw that a little while back, but Ladybird also really good. I can highly recommend Ladybird. Ladybird was great. I don't know. I don't remember at the particular moment. I'll remember at some point or
just randomly shout it out during the podcast. Hey, it happens. No, I saw, but that's about wraps it up for what I've seen.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that I talked about Downfall last time, so we're good with that one.
I wish I remembered the name of this movie. It frustrates me.
It's about a girl. That's all you have is about a girl?
A coming-of-age story about a girl.
Yeah, that's
all I've got.
Billion of them.
I know, there's a lot. But I don't remember, unfortunately. I don't know. It would help if I remember it was,
Was it a new...
No, I think I know what it was. I think I told you about it. I think I might be thinking I Killed Giants.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which I told you about. But I think it's the newest movie I've seen like that. Which, if you haven't watched it, I highly recommend. I Killed Giants was great.
Still haven't seen it.
Really good. All right.
Oh, I drop my phone each time and it lands perfectly in the little pocket, so it just thud.
Disappears forever. Where do we want to go from here? We've gone over movies, which has taken us the first 25 minutes.
No, I'm pretty sure the beginning part of that was you yelling at people, but...
Well...
We were talking about the dates at first.
Yeah, but still, yeah, it's just always... To get at these shows, these movies, it takes so long.
Fine, we're never talking about movies again, just done. Just takes too long. Anyways... We can go in several directions. We can go talking about mind technology, which was a big thing in... I can't remember our shows. Breaking Prisms.
Don't even know what shows we do anymore. It's over. It's done.
Or we can go back to shape-shifting from Would You?
We were going lots of places. And
well. As far as shape-shifting goes,
okay.
If you have not seen our Would You If, general thing is, would you change, or would you become a shapeshifter if it meant that this person that you are, this face, this body, whatever, once you're gone from it, you can never go back. It doesn't mean that from then on, you can never go back to whatever. You just can't go back to how you were born.
Exactly. You can never turn back to your original appearance.
So if you decided to become someone else and you wanted to change from that person, Like, go be a dog or something, and then you could always change back into that person. You just could never change back into you.
That was the question.
My question was... Please tell me I remember it. Oh, my fucking... Okay. You were talking about becoming a celebrity for a day. Because I said that...
Yeah.
I had said, well, you could just be whoever you want and hope you don't mess up people's lives. Okay. My question is it only somebody that you've seen before, or can you build features and shapeshift into that image?
I would say either or. Personally. I would say you could literally change whatever, however you want to go about, or you could mimic whomever you...
Okay.
I think in Mystique's case, I think she had to touch someone, or at least in the movie they made it where she had to touch someone to become that person.
I think so, yeah.
If that's how it is in the comics or anything, I do not know. But in that movie, that's how it was.
No, well, I don't know, because then in X-Men First Class with Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique, she didn't have to touch someone. Like, she was laying on the bed and she just became some grown woman or whatever, and then...
But, the whole point, you had to actually touch someone at
to
some
get
point
their hair. Yeah, okay,
to
got it.
basically become that person at any point you want.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was her power. That's how it worked in the movies, or it did in the movies. I don't know if in the comics.
Yeah.
But yes, I would say either or. Because building yourself from scratch sounds like fun.
Yeah, because that would be my thing, is like, how would you go about living your life without ruining someone else's? And that's the only way that you can do it, is if you can build what you would like to be.
Mm-hmm.
Which, in a sense, because your brain has seen something so many times, you're gonna probably end up looking like something that you already did.
Very, very possible.
You've been the same thing for 30 to 31 years or whatever. Your brain's going to remember that and be like, oh, you want me to build something? How about we do this?
Well, if you went from like feature to feature to feature, you'd look like something. Don't know if it'd be good or not, but you'd be something.
It's kind of like someone who has no fashion sense. Just building an outfit, and then by the end of it, you look in the mirror and you go, nah, I'll pass.
That's why the fashion sense is, if you just wear only black, it matches no matter what.
This is true.
If you wear nothing but black, and on top of black, or black on top of blue jeans.
When you dress like a funeral to go everywhere.
Pretty much. Like, okay, you always match and things are good.
That was me in high school.
I've always liked black, just in general. Like, it wasn't me during high school, but it was me just period.
I pretty much throughout high school, I don't remember middle school much, but it was just all dark colors all the time. Black, navy, anything dark.
I was going on the premise of being homeschooled. You never have to worry about going to a high school and be where whatever.
I forgot again, okay?
And then you just move with it like, we're just going to go with it. We're just going to be fine. But yeah, building yourself would be interesting. Like, oh, I want this color eyes. Oh, maybe I want my eyes to be tilted a little, or not tilted, or bigger, or smaller. You start looking like a, it starts with an A. Alita? The movie coming out, Alita Battle Angel?
Mm-hmm. I thought you were...
Or the unusually large eyes that look, to me, really interesting. It makes the movie stand out.
Yeah.
But a lot of people have complained about them. But it looks very interesting. And it's really reminiscent of like anime, which is based off of.
Yeah, and not only that, but it helps define that she's not exactly human.
Like, she's not.
Yeah, it just gives her that characteristic, like, your CGI is pretty damn good, but you're not quite human. Like, I was gonna say you're pretty much playing The Sims.
Mm-hmm. Or any create your character in video games these days.
Well, I mean, the reason why I said The Sims is because literally, like, in The Sims, you can go in and you can literally, like, squeeze their eyes really tiny or make their eyes huge or, like, turn them a little bit, or you can, you know, like, make their eyebrows way up here or way down here.
Well, there's a lot of ones like this now. Well, several that I've played, you can have the most deformed face known to man. You will look like a beast. But it'd be interesting. Like, oh, I want my hair to be this color, and I want it to be straight or curly or this short or this long, or I want full luscious lips, or I want...
So, here's the thing. With your shape-shifting ability, as far...
You can create the perfect you.
Well, I mean, it's like... How often would you use your shape-shifting ability?
I don't know. It's according to what the purpose behind it would be.
Like, would you just be like... Would you be like any person out there, like any movie where they've ever shown a teenager with, you know, magic, where it's like they just look in the mirror and change their outfits every day and, like, just do weird... Like, think of, like, the old Sabrina the Teenage Witch, where she'd just stand in front of the mirror and change her outfit or whatever.
Well, that also comes down to, can I shapeshift other things?
I don't know.
Because you just went with outfits and stuff, and if I can shapeshift other things,
well,
we just opened a whole nother world.
I know you and your money crazy, but...
Well, that, at that point you can literally have anything you want.
Well, okay.
At that point, it's like, oh, I can now have the house that I want. Or I can have the...
All I was doing by pointing out the whole Sabrina thing wasn't necessarily the clothing, just the fact that she'd wake up in the morning, use her powers for some small trivial thing, and move on with her day. So that's what I'm saying. Would you only use it to do major things, like shapeshift into this to go do something?
Well, if you have the ability, oh, we're going to have a blast. Maybe my eyes are going to be different colors every single day. They're going to be purple and pink and green and yellow and blue, and
that'd be interesting.
there'll be 4 different colors one day just because, and
Rainbow.
have a different hairstyle every day. And at that point, you can have so much fun. You can do anything. You can do anything and be anyone or any person how you want to be.
But with how crazy you get, do you think people would start suspecting things?
If you only went around the exact same people all the time. If I was going into my job every day with crazy haircuts, like, do you color your hair every single day? Do you have 14 different versions of contacts?
Wigs.
Or you're just going out in public in general, then you're someone different, or you look different, or you're interacting with the world looking as someone different.
Do you think the people that, like, care about you, or the people that you're around every day, would they be bothered by the fact that you'd never look like this again?
I don't know. Call the wife in here. What do you think about this?
An outside opinion.
I really don't know. But my wife is literally the only one I'm around every single day, other than my coworkers, to a degree.
Stefan, I don't think I could work with you if you didn't look like...
Oh, we know. You have the exact opposite thing.
Now, do you think... This is a stretch, okay? But do you think your opinion would change if it meant that your dogs were scared of you?
Were scared of me?
Being that animals, of course, get used to a person.
Mm-hmm.
And so suddenly, if someone else is living in their house that they don't know, they might actually avoid you, or they might just...
It'll be fine. They're going to get used to it, and they're going to have to... My dog's not changing my mind.
Sorry, just an interesting question came up.
Live on the show. All right. Throw him a phone. I'm having your problems now. All right. No, nothing important.
If you have the ability to shapeshift, and And you can shapeshift into animals. Does that mean you can understand them, or are you just taking their form?
I would say just taking form. It's like, oh, if I turn into an Asian man, can I speak Chinese? Don't think that's how we're going with this. You're gaining intelligence, gaining a language. It is called shape-shifting. Personal opinion.
No, it makes sense.
And I don't personally think dogs have that big language anyway.
I'd still like to hear what they think and say. But
if they think and say really anything.
I don't care if it's literally like squirrel. I'd be okay with that. Just to hear it once.
I have no interest. They're not high enough on the intelligence food chain for me to really worry what they're thinking.
You want to go talk to a great white?
I just mean in general, intelligent-wise.
Oh. Well, you said food chain.
It's an intelligent food chain. They're not high up on the intelligent scale. I don't know how you want to say it.
The food
that
chain.
I think they have a big enough brain to really be communicating much of anything of any importance that I would care about. It's literally like a comic, like squirrel, 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 squirrel. Then it switched over. The cat says something, and it's like neighbor Jerry, neighbor Jerry, Jerry. Nothing important.
Listen to a cat. See what homicidal thoughts they have.
I don't think they're intelligent enough. Any of them. Any of the animals that have any.
The only thing, like the only... I think that it would depend on the animal. Not the intelligence conversation thing, but the fact of how we were like, okay, you don't learn a new language by becoming a creature, or becoming an animal, or becoming another person. What if it is an animal that depends on said thing for, or said language for survival? Like, say, how would you say it? Dolphins communicate through sound. They also hunt through sound. Bats. And so it's like you would kind of need to know the language in order to...
Still don't think it's really language based.
Would you have to eat when you're shapeshifted? Like,
I would assume so. I mean, that's according to how far. I mean, your body would still need nourishment to some degree.
Do you think you could eat bugs if you were a bat?
You just shapeshift back. You don't have to stay. I'm living this next week as a bat. I better figure it out.
Hey, experiment. Science. You could solve all kinds of science.
And again, I mean, if you transform it exactly into the animal, you'd be able to make the sound that animal makes. Doesn't mean you'd be able to understand it.
Could you imagine being able to turn into a giant sea creature and just go to the trenches and stuff to find out what weird-ass animals are down there?
And that's when you get killed. Like, oh, I used my transform. Oh, I'm dead. Okay, that was fun. I went down to the deep, dark ocean and got eaten by something. Brilliant.
Depends if they swallowed you whole. If they swallowed you whole, you shapeshift into something bigger than they are.
That's going to be interesting. Making them explode around me.
Survival.
They're going to an animal, and if it can handle the pressure going that down deep.
So you get out of the animal and you die, okay? At least before you died, you got to see an animal explode.
It's not worth it. Not worth it.
You don't want to go play with a shark?
No.
No. You want to just...
At this point, walking through the forest with the doe sounding better now.
But if you were a great white, you technically wouldn't have to be scared of the great whites unless you're a smaller great white.
Which means I would be the biggest great white man I've ever seen. I'd be a megalodon.
Oh, God. But just to see. Just to see in the sea. And not get eaten.
I mean, that'd be fine. But does not mean I'm swimming down to the depths of the ocean.
It'd be interesting. Last day on Earth kind of thing.
Exactly. We're going back to immortality. Last day on Earth here.
There you go. You've gained your immortality. Now you're going to go swim down to the...
Now it's more worth it. If I can't be killed, I can do whatever I want.
For science.
Yeah, try to help science now that I can't be killed.
Or not, like, seriously, you want to make some money, start doing some reports on some weird-ass shit like that. Except then they're going to want to know where you got your information, and you're either going to have to make up some story about some super high-powered submarine, or,
But I'm not going to be able to show.
Yeah. Oh, I tanked it while I was down there.
Of course. How did you get back up?
I
swam! You're a really good swimmer!
I rode a shark.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Just lassoed.
Mm-hmm.
Aquaman saved me.
Yeah, that's what. There we go. That's the most. There we go. That works perfect.
Well, I mean, if you have superpowers, Aquaman's got to be out there somewhere, right?
Because he's the one that's going to be out there.
In the ocean, yeah.
Fishman. Not anything else. Fishman.
I got saved by a mermaid.
There we go.
Actually, I blacked out and woke up on a beach somewhere.
Of course.
How do you know you didn't hallucinate the whole thing then? I got it on camera.
Okay. Probably not.
They have water. Well, okay. I don't know.
How far down?
Yeah, I was going to say, the pressure, probably not, but...
We'll crush most things. That's our issue with getting down there to begin with. Which is amazing how other creatures can swim down there.
What about you? What are your strange, crazy questions for shape-shifting?
I don't know if I can come up with anything else you haven't just thrown out there at this point. I just like the idea of shape-shifting. Oh, what's that?
Well, what would you do with it?
We're going to talk about a lot of it. Since you're going. I've talked a lot about it. You didn't mention a whole lot about it with your questions about being trivial. About, well, would you change your clothes? Oh. Would you change your eyes? Would you change...
it was just mostly like, is it something you do every day, or would you only save it for, not special occasions, but just bigger things, like...
No. Just whenever you felt like it at that point.
Now, would you ever shapeshift into an animal?
Sure. I don't see why not. It would be more animal than that insect. I don't like insects.
I thought you wanted to be a fly on the wall.
I don't like bugs to begin with.
But if you are bugs, you don't have to be worried about bugs.
But still, I look at my own arms and like, oh my god, no.
With your luck, you'd be a fly and get eaten by a spider.
Immediately. Oh god. But
you just wake up in their little web. You better learn how to shapeshift damn fast.
I mean, anytime they do like super close-ups with like insects and stuff doing things, it's like,
it's cute.
No, it is not cute. It's terrifying. Insects are terrifying.
Like little flies cleaning their face.
No.
What about spiders up close? Like with a bunch of eyes?
No. This is not Lucas the spider.
Yes, it is.
They're not all cute like that.
Have you seen like real Lucas the spiders?
I don't like spiders.
I don't either, like and I still think they're cute.
I don't like insects.
Or the I don't know what they're actually called, but the crab spiders.
The coconut spiders?
I don't know.
The coconut crabs? I don't.
They have the body of a crab, but they're spiders. They're usually like black with like white spots or.
If they're spiders, we don't care.
That's what I've been talking about.
You said crab spider, which could mean a crab that's kind of like a spider, or a spider that's kind of like a crab.
Oh my god! It's not a lobstrosity.
Because what are they? I think they're called coconut crabs. They're in like Australia, but they're like huge. But they look kind of like giant spiders, but they're not. They're crabs. They're like, this was an example. They're like this big.
A crab?
Mm-hmm.
No, fuck that. Mm-mm.
I think they're
Then they're called lobsters.
I think they're called that because I think it's like they can like snap coconuts and stuff. Or if they think they can't.
I'm not going to Australia.
Yeah, Australia's terrifying. If you're ever going to die, it's going to be in Australia. But
everything wants to kill you.
Yeah, everything does. That is the rule, period. Everything wants to kill you.
Including the people, at this point.
But no, I mean, turning into mammals, that seems fine. Let's turn to mammals. I like mammals. Birds, sure. Insects, never.
What if that's the only way you could fly? Is to turn into a bug?
Then I'm not flying. I'm not obsessed with flying like other people are. I don't have to fly. Oh. It's like, for some reason, you can't turn into a bird or a bat of any kind for some reason. It has to be an insect.
You broke yourself.
Of course, then there's like the shape-shifting kind of like Beast Boy. Where everything, he's green, everything turns into green. Like, you are obviously not an elephant. Why? Why would you say that? Because you're green. There are no green elephants.
There is now. Yeah, well, luckily we don't have that problem unless you're... Ooh. No, nope. Sorry, I just pictured every animal you're turning into being like skin color.
That would get very terrifying very quickly, I believe. Weird.
Everything would look naked.
Yeah, it's weird.
Because the hair would be so fine that everything would look like a naked mole rat.
Well, that's the thing. It's like everything you turn it into, every animal has to be the same skin and hair of a regular person. It'd be terrifying quick. I mean, he would be an abomination. It would be horrifying.
Oh my goodness. I'm just picturing some very ugly ass animals. Just.
Oh yeah. It's scary. Horribly quick.
It's like, there's some cats you don't have to worry about. They're already naked. Just turn into one of those. But you get to naked dogs, and you're like chihuahuas. That's not that far off, but it's like,
Naked mole rats and stuff, they're kind of scary to begin with.
it's like naked monkey.
Well, even like you said, the cats and stuff, like the
naked
hairless
panda.
cats. The hairless cats are kind of scary. There's just all this extra skin, and they look like Satan's spawn. They really do.
The Sphinx cat.
They're terrifying.
Yeah, well, just imagine that as every animal.
It would be terrifying.
A peach dolphin.
It would just be colored.
Yeah.
We're kind of already used to them in that type of form. That's when you take something else that's not remotely close.
A peach fuzzy octopus.
Again, they get...
Yeah, but they would just be weird looking.
No, they carry shapes, colors and stuff, so...
Okay.
Octopuses are awesome. What do you mean, the octopus?
Ooh. A peach fuzzy grizzly bear. It's a naked grizzly bear. Just running out of the woods at you.
He'd be ugly.
When you find that is the day you find out that you're not the only shapeshifter. I'd be like getting tattoos everywhere. Just so that anything you turn into just wouldn't look like naked and scary.
We're turning shapeshifting into a terrifying thing, okay? This went from being fun to just being horrifying. Like, why would you ever do it?
You're like, suddenly I'm looking pretty good as far as...
I'm pretty good as a human. I'm just going to say me. Or whatever version of me.
So, be you guys.
Yeah, just be you. You don't need to be an ugly, terrifying, naked bear running through the woods.
Oh, great. Now we're going to get hate because there's probably some special naked bear out there that's, you know, a mascot for somebody.
I'm sure.
And I feel bad now.
I'm sure. Even if he's terrifying.
So, what's in the box?
What's in the box? Other than shape-shifting that we've really just turned into an abomination? Went from being a cool power to being like, this is terrible. This is horrible. Why would you do this?
Everything turned into naked people. Like, naked people skinned...
You did this!
Naked people skinned animals. You just brought up Beast Boy making everything green, so...
So you went the opposite route.
Well, we're not green to start out with, so everything would have to be peach and fuzzy.
Peach and fuzzy? Why does it have to be fuzzy?
I don't know, because we're fuzzy.
Are we?
Look at your arms.
We don't call that fuzzy.
I don't know.
I've never looked at my arm like, I'm a fuzzy fella.
Okay. Would you rather them just be straight skin? Because that might be even more horrifying.
That is the cats.
That might be... I think even the cats have that really light fuzz.
They're still terrifying.
But either way, could you just imagine this hairless everything just walking out of the woods?
Everything's terrifying.
A hairless fox?
If every animal didn't have hair.
Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't very fuzzy, was he?
No, he wasn't. Well, technically now a lot of animals have hair. Animals have fur. Which is different, very much so, than our hair.
Oh, yeah.
Very different.
Furless animal.
Yeah, furless animals would be terrifying.
Well, skinless would be worse, so...
Oh, you can't really have skinless.
Could you imagine translucent animals?
Translucent anything, really. I mean, the only time you start getting translucent, we start getting into the fish.
Yeah, sea creatures.
Sea creatures are translucent.
Or
they also have very little on the inside to worry about.
Little hurts. But just you're just walking down the street and some human just walks by you, just...
What's it? There's an episode of Fringe with someone's skin becoming translucent.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I love Fringe. God, I love Fringe.
Just like humans walking down the street. Or, as I said, once again, a translucent grizzly bear coming at you would be pretty friggin' horrifying.
But see, the only thing you really see would be the muscle underneath.
Yes, but have you seen skulls with, like, the muscles and stuff?
Yeah, Attack on Titan.
Yeah. Imagine grizzly bear.
The thing is that, in the end, it's not actually that horrible. It's when you start getting a little bit further deeper inside, where you start getting, like, organs and stuff. It's like, okay, this is getting weird. Because translucent skin, not weird.
Either way, if you're walking through the woods and see anything like that, just die. Just die. I don't know.
For some reason, Gantz just came in my mind.
God. Oh, the horrible places we can go.
Yeah, let's just horrible on top of horrible on top of horrible.
I love how our last episode of What's in the Box is just so inspiring. So go ahead, guys. Be yourself. We support you. Do what you need to do in life. Just don't follow the episode.
Be yourself unless you can be a translucent hairless bear. Then be a translucent hairless bear.
Shape-shifting has gotten scary. Now, yeah, just be yourself. Just try to keep your skin. Skin's good. Try not to go to government experiments. They lie to you. The cake is a lie.
The cake is always a lie. Like you're saying, it's like last week was so nice and inspiring and awesome, and then this week is just like the opposite of that. This is like the horror show.
Let's go to dark levels. Let's go to dark levels of animals you never want to see coming through the woods.
You don't.
Ooh, sorry. I just pictured a pack of wolves. Like, all you see are the glowing eyes, and then as they get closer, you realize their skin see-through, and they're just, yeah.
Things are getting terrifying really quick.
Would you just off yourself at that point?
Probably, it might be easier than getting live. One of those stupid things on Facebook I actually clicked on, very clickable. Oh, 15 things that are bigger up close than you thought they were. And clicked through one of them. And it was interesting because our perspective of certain things, that things are a lot bigger. And they did quite a few things. There were a few animals in there. Like traffic lights. How big they are. Then we see them up there, they don't look very big. But when they're down on the ground or a person standing next to them, those things are like 4.5 feet tall, 5 feet tall. They're kind of huge. Or like the interstate signs that are on the interstate.
Yeah.
Things are like 20 feet long and like 10 feet wide.
You wouldn't picture that. You would just be...
It's not what you think about once you get close. It has to be big enough for you to be driving by and see and all that stuff. Another one was most people don't realize how big moose are.
I've seen one.
I've never really seen one up close. I knew they were big, but and they showed one like walking by like cars, and it's just like these dwarf in these cars, like, oh, these guys are huge.
We were up on our way to Ely, Minnesota, and we decided to kind of take the back roads. And lo and behold, he just kind of, and he just stood there. And we just stood there, and we're like, don't do anything. And he just waited, and we're like, you own the road.
This is your road. You do what you want to do.
And he just kept walking by, so we're like,
Good moose. You go do you.
I feel like we were disgraced by the presence of a tree spirit.
God. Tree spirit. I also get a forest spirit from Princess Mononoke. I think that was wacky looking.
Yes. I think I said Spirited Away. I don't know why. I think that was the first one that came to mind. I think I said Spirited Away, and because for some reason that was the first one that came to mind. But no, it's Princess Mononoke.
Yeah, Princess Mononoke.
That's like my favorite one.
Princess Mononoke is amazing. Also, by far the most adult-themed one.
Yeah.
Anything, I think, Studio Ghibli's done.
Yeah, when you can shoot an arrow and it literally slices someone's arm off and sends it flying away. Yeah.
Yeah, they stepped up a little bit more mature theme. Just in violence alone, that's just more blood and stuff in it. But, God, so good.
The animation was great, story was great, music was great. Of course, I love the entire theme of it, the moral, everything.
Yeah, I mean, everything about it is amazing. It's an amazing film.
Yes. So that's why it is my favorite. Plus, of course, giant-ass wolves, so they got me right there.
I don't know if I can't say it's my favorite, but I love a lot. I have 44 amazing Miyazaki films that I absolutely love. But Princess Mononoke is up there. It's one of my favorite films by them.
Princess Mononoke is my favorite, but Spirited Away is actually the first one that I saw. So it always has that high up there.
Yes, of course. But Spirited Away, also an amazing film into itself. Also, I think the only one that's won like an Oscar or something like that.
Yeah.
It's one of the big awards.
Yeah.
I think it's the only one that has won one here. But just an amazing, amazing film.
Yes. And I think it's funny that, at least in of course, the American version, the actress that does the voice for Lilo, does the voice for, Chihiro.
Chihiro?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. But...
Yeah. It's the same one that does Lilo from Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, the chick that plays Lilo.
The chick. You're so mean!
You said it.
Yes, the chick that plays Lilo.
You didn't want to go with actress or girl or female? No, the chick that plays Lilo.
Yes. And I caught myself, okay? And the guy who plays... See, there you go. The guy who plays now.
The dude
who plays, the actor that does the voice for, what the fuck? Well, I know the full thing is Kohatsu, but I can't remember what they called it. Because it was the Kohatsu River. Was it just Hatsu?
Are we talking about the river spirit?
Yeah.
What actor played him?
Well, it's, he actually was in Boy Meets World. He was...
Sean.
No.
No?
He was Eric's best friend in, like, the first couple seasons.
I think
Like,
I've never seen this.
He was always, like Eric, of course, back then, was the cool older brother that always got chicks, and his best friend was kind of like the always trying to get chicks but never getting anywhere kind of guy. But that's where I knew him from.
I'm not sure. But there's also, I know, there's several Miyazaki films that have a lot of other big actors.
Shia LaBeouf,
Christian Bale
yes.
in Howl's Moving Castle.
Yes.
I also love Howl's Moving Castle.
Yes, me too.
I think, was it Christian Dunst who plays Kiki?
Yes, it is.
Which, Kiki's Delivery Service was my first introduction into Studio Ghibli. Yeah. So that one always holds a super high standing with me.
I think mine went Spirited Away because I randomly rented it from the library one day. It went Spirited Away. I think I might have saw Kiki's Delivery Service next. And then I saw Princess Mononoke. But Princess Mononoke, because of the environmental theme and, of course, the wolves, just shot right up to that. But we all know where... Sorry, I just... when you click on Google, it gives you a whole bunch of things that people are searching right now. And I'm just like, what? Why are people...
Searching what they're searching?
Yeah. But I was looking up...
Spirited Away is what we were looking at?
Why did Spirited Away 2 come up? Okay. Hopefully that never happens in my lifetime.
It shouldn't. We don't need a sequel to any of these movies. Let them be.
No,
Please
exactly.
don't touch them. Unless Hayao Miyazaki himself wants to personally touch them.
Haku, that was his name.
Are you talking about Haku? I thought you were talking about this... Because I think the river spirit actually was played by someone, I thought. I remember looking up something. It's been a while.
Wait, maybe I'm thinking of a different one.
Do you know what you're talking about? Oh, this doesn't help. I didn't need the Japanese cast.
Yes, you did.
That's not as helpful. Alright.
I'm fucking crazy.
English cast. Let's see what's going on.
Okay, so maybe I'm thinking of... Oh my goodness, that's gonna bother me now. Am I thinking of one of the other ones? I didn't think I was.
What? I want to... Here we go. English. Chihiro. Yababa. Haku. Jason Marsden.
Yeah. Career.
Chihiro's mother. Oh. Of course, he plays in a lot. He plays in so much. It's always a minor role. John Ratzenberger. You'd recognize his voice instantly because he's played in so many things. But he's like he's like in half the Pixar movies. He's like he plays the pig in Toy Story. He plays the semi in Cars.
Yeah.
He plays.
Who is this voice?
The assistant manager.
Of which? Oh, that guy.
Yeah,
okay.
that guy.
So Jason Marsden is the guy I was thinking of. But here's the funny thing: is he lent his voice to Thackeray Binks in Hocus Pocus.
Thackeray Binks.
But then it says on Boy Meets World he played a character where he used his real name and was the best friend of Eric Matthews.
Thackeray Binks.
But yeah, apparently I didn't know he was Thackeray.
He was also Max.
Oh, he's
and
also
the Goofy
Kobu.
movie.
Kobu in The Lion King too.
A lot of voice acting because like I said, Max and Goofy movie.
Yeah.
Haku and Spirited Away, Thackeray Binks and Hocus Pocus. Let's see. Yep, Kovu. Additional voices in The Secret Life of Pets. He's a big-time voice actor.
He did the voice of Ai in The Legend of Korra. But, yeah, so it was the guy that I was thinking of that played in Boy Meets World. But if I can find a picture of him as Boy
As Boy Meets World.
As Boy Meets World.
Ooh.
I love how we're doing.
This is great content. Us staring at our phones and going over who these actors are. Perfect. I'm so good. Like, are we still filming? Is that actually a thing that's happening? I thought we stopped that a while back.
I fucking forgot, honestly. Whoops.
Great content. This is why y'all tune in right here. This is what it does. We're only an hour in. An hour and 10 minutes in.
But I don't know if you'd...
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's been a long time. Yeah. But I do remember him.
That's the voice of Haku. The Kohaku River.
I wouldn't have remembered that, but...
What did I say? Kohatsu? I think I said
I don't know. I just really, really, really love Ghibli movies. Especially the Hayao Miyazaki films that he's done.
Yeah.
He's really put some amazing work out there. And also, one of my favorites is Nausicaa, Valley of the Wind.
Yes, another very, very good one.
I love Nausicaa. It's one of the little bit older ones too, but I love Nausicaa.
Castle in the Sky is another good.
Really good. This is one I need to actually watch again. It's one of the ones I've seen the least amount of times.
Porco Rosso I've only seen once.
Love Porco Rosso. Love Porco Rosso. Also, it helps that Porco Rosso himself is played by I'm forgetting his name.
I don't remember.
No!
I've only seen it once.
No! I know his name. Oh, the 89 Batman.
The 89 Batman?
Yeah. The original Batman.
Michael Keaton?
Michael Keaton. Played by Michael Keaton. So it helps a lot. I love Michael Keaton.
You said the year, and I was like, the year I was born?
Michael Keaton's awesome. Love Michael Keaton. So it helps a lot, that movie, in my opinion, that he is a poor roller coaster voice. But it's just a cool movie. But also one of the, again, kind of like Spirited Away, like Prince of Mononoke. It's very much not made for kids.
No.
It's not adult either, but it's not really made for kids. It's
like most anime.
Yeah, where most Ghibli stuff is very much aimed towards children. They tell simpler stories. Generally, they star more kids than anything. But there are those exceptions, Porco Rosso being one of them, that is a grown adult. It's more of a grown-up story. Mm-hmm. Of course, Prince of Mononoke, very much just, it's not at all. But also, The Wind Rises.
Very, very good.
Very good movie. Almost a very cool documentary-styled anime movie. Really good, really well done. Super good. But that's not a kid's movie. Not even a little bit.
No.
But it's not trying to be either. It's not pretending to try to be a kid's movie.
From Up on Poppy Hill was weird.
I think it's one of the very few things I don't think I've seen Up on Poppy Hill.
That one was weird. And also, huge, I've only seen it once, so I can't really solid 100% say that it is or it isn't, but huge gap between Whispers of the Heart and its counterpart, The Cat Returns.
You were telling me it's a what's the word I'm looking? It's more of a spin-off movie than anything. There are two drastically different movies that are only connected by one thing.
Yes, the kitties.
Yes. But also,
Character.
one, I think, done more of a Hayao Miyazaki Ghibli movie, and one not. I think it may be done by Ghibli, but it was done by someone else.
I don't remember.
It's very tonally really different. One tells a very sweet romantic story, and the other one's about this cat that brings this girl to this other world.
I love The Cat Returns.
It's good.
I love The Cat Returns.
It's good.
It's kitty. You don't like cats.
Because cats are evil spawns of Satan. That's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's just a fact.
Okay, first off, I gotta show you something. The Cat Returns, what is the first thing that pops up on?
What, Spider-Man?
Yeah, I don't know one.
Cat Returns, Spider-Man ebook, you meant? Yeah, sure.
It is by Hiroyuki Morita.
Yeah.
Based on The Cat Returns by Al Hiragi.
So again, like I said, just not done.
Yeah.
I've tried to make sure I've seen everything Hayao Miyazaki has done himself. Because he is such... I loved all his films. I haven't seen every Ghibli film, but I've seen every Hayao Miyazaki film.
Ponyo! I really like
Ponyo's good. Not one of my favorite ones. I do remember where I was when I saw it, because we were on vacation when it came out. And realized it was playing in the theater by us. So we went out of our way to go see it in theaters. Because don't get a lot of opportunities to see these movies in theaters.
When I first moved down here, I had a lot of anxiety issues, and so the only way I could really get myself to calm down or go to sleep is to put Ponyo on in Japanese. And just either watch it or just have the lid closed to where there wasn't a bright light shining and just listen to it. And that's how I fell asleep.
Okay.
Fun facts of the day! I have issues. Okay.
No, Ponyo's good. It's
Well, yeah, that one's very geared more towards
It's
children.
very much a child's movie.
Yeah.
Still good. Still love what they do, but it is very much a kid's movie compared.
I'm trying to think of some other one. My Neighbor Totoro, obviously.
How took this long to get to it? Again, not one of my favorite films by them, but it is the mascot of the Ghibli company is Totoro. Totoro himself is awesome. The film itself is a good film, but
there's a lot. That one probably has the most conspiracy stories around it.
It doesn't quite fit.
Yeah.
I looked into it. Doesn't quite pan out.
There's just a lot of stories behind that one of people trying to guess and fill in holes, and it's just
they try.
Yeah.
But
Totoro being the Grim Reaper.
There's some fun things, but there's a few places where it just completely falls apart.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting little theory people put together. My wife's favorite Ghibli movie, The Secret World of Ariadne.
It was good, but it was very sad.
Not compared to some things. I mean, it was good. It is good. Why is it super sad?
You don't know what happens in the movie, right? The kid who's sick.
I mean, they have to leave and everything. I mean, I don't remember if he died or not. But no, he didn't die.
Either way, he's sick. She makes friends with him.
Come on. That movie. It's not that sad.
No, I remember it being sad, but
it's not that sad. Watch Up for 5 minutes and then tell me this movie is sad.
Oh my goodness! Here we go. We're not talking about Up again.
It's not my fault. Pixar is amazing at just really pulling at your heartstrings.
We had Pixar in our last.
We did. It's hard. They make such good stuff too. What's our next? What's in the box? I will have seen Wreck-It Ralph, and I cannot wait for Wreck-It Ralph. I watched 2 reviews for it today, because I wanted to see what some of the reviews were actually saying, and both super high. So I love the first one so much.
It's coming out on a Wednesday.
It came out tonight.
Oh, okay.
And if we weren't filming tonight, I would have gone and seen it tonight. So it's kind of strange because of Thanksgiving.
That's right. I forgot.
Thanksgiving has pushed everything in a wonky time frame.
'cause
Instead of Thursday night being that opening midnight thing, it got pushed back, and now Tuesday night's the opening midnight thingy, and then it's really strange.
Yeah.
But I can't wait. I will see this tomorrow because Thursday I am busy, and then Friday we are busy. And Saturday I'm just going to just die and just go to sleep.
And then we get one day off before we do it all over again.
God.
We were talking about such nice things, and then you brought us back down.
Were we really talking about nice things?
Yeah.
We were talking about skinless bears earlier, okay?
Yeah, but then we got to, Miyazaki, and now we're to retail. So, retail during the holiday season sucks.
Terrible.
I would say never do it, but I know people have to work, and so if you're doing what you're doing, you gotta do, but if you're like us, you gotta just trudge along.
Yes, Miyazaki films. Get Howl's Moving Castle. Also a film I super thoroughly enjoy. Really love. It just plays a lot of the world that I like. It really plays with the wizards and everything. It's like, this is so cool. And the main character,
watch that now.
Sophie, is really, really just a compelling character to herself. And getting the aging curse on her and everything is just really cool.
And it's just because we've all felt like that, literally, where it's just like, well, I'm old, I'm not doing anything, and so then it's like it kind of just reflected how she feels about herself on the inside. We walk around like crackling, and we're like, oh, we're too old for this. I say that at work.
And it gave us Billy Crystal as Calcifer.
I love Calcifer.
Calcifer is amazing, and it helps even more so that Billy Crystal's playing the voice.
May all your bacon burn.
Jim just did a great job with these certain characters that really just stand out. Especially in that movie. They did a lot of character stuff in that movie. Between Calcifer and the Turnip Head and the wizards and the flying dog
itself,
and the baby.
The house itself, how it moves, how it looks
the castle.
like a face, I love the time turn, like not time turner, but world turner, like the little door shift. Yeah.
Teleport. So many cool things in that movie.
The entire castle just shifts on the inside to match wherever they need to be.
Yeah. After that came out.
I love him freaking about his hair, but that was.
All right, he wasn't pretty anymore. But after that movie came out, we watched it so many times. I don't remember how many times. We watched it a lot. So it's one of the ones I've seen more than the other ones, just because we watched so much when it came out.
Yeah.
But that and Kiki's Delivery Service, I can almost tell you, scene for scene, how the movie plays out. Because I've seen that one quite a few times. I absolutely love Kiki's Delivery Service.
I was about to say, now I'm going to go home and watch it, but it's already 9 o'clock.
Yeah, it's already way too late. Now we're actually going to have to wrap this up at some point soon so we can get to bed.
We were
so we
at
get up
4.
Yeah, so we can get up and
3.
At 3, which is terrible.
It's okay. On Friday, we get to wake up at 3 and leave at, we're scheduled till 3.
Yeah. Ours has been moved.
Again?
No, we're scheduled at 4:45.
Oh, that's right.
So we get to show up 15 minutes and try to figure things out, and then open up. It's annoying and dumb, but...
We work 4 to 3.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then Saturday, 6 to noon, I think.
Yeah. In every scenario, you have better than me. So...
What do you work Saturday?
7 to 1.
Yeah, I don't remember if it was 6 to noon or 7 to... I'm pretty sure it's 6 to noon.
I don't know why, though.
Maybe...
I don't know why we'd have to be there 2 hours before the store opens.
Well, for us, our job on Saturday is to replenish the store.
I'm sure it is, because I'm sure nobody's going to be able to do anything on Friday, because why would they?
It's too busy.
I feel like we're forgetting a Ghibli movie. It's kind of disappointing me at the moment.
Well, we've already talked about Spirited Away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're probably not, but I just feel like we are.
Well, I mean, there's like really obscure ones. But...
Yeah, I just mean I have a collection of them in the living room. And I'm just like, I feel like I'm forgetting something, but maybe I'm not. So, not a big deal.
I'm trying to think of all the little critters and see if I'm missing anything. As I said, they have like the weird ones, like My Neighbor the Yamadas and...
Again, Ghibli, but I haven't even seen that one because...
I haven't either.
It's that one I thought out. Because there's like two main directors from Ghibli. There's Hayao Miyazaki and the guy who did the Yamadas. I don't remember his name.
Saturday 6 to 11:59.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's why I did the 6 hours.
I think we got all the major ones.
Probably. I'm probably just misremembering. Yeah, I think pretty much yeah. Yeah, I think I think we got everything. As far as I can tell, I mean, there's a whole bunch of like random weird things here.
Ones, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, all the big stuff we totally got. The only thing that popped up here that I meant to bring up at some point that they haven't quite put out, yet. It's showing that it came out, but I think it's supposed to be a full movie, is Boro the Caterpillar. It's supposed to be a new thing. It's supposed to be like... Because Hayao Miyazaki loves to go into retirement and then come out of retirement to make another movie.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be his next thing. He's come out of retirement to make.
I think that I remember hearing about that.
So, but yeah. So... Cat Returns, Ariadne, Whisper of the Heart, Pocoroso, The Wind Rises, Kiki, Nausicaa, Castle in the Sky, Prince of Mononoke, Ponyo, Howl's Moving Castle, Neighbor Totoro, and Spirited Away.
Yay, we win!
Yeah, we did a good job. We actually got through, I think, all of them. We did really well. Good for us. Yay. Okay, well, that's interesting. When did Miyazaki die? I'm like, no, he's still alive. I'm pretty sure he's still there.
Oh, jeez. On that note, guys.
What is a Ghibli movie?
Oh, are these like the Google questions?
People also asked, what order should I watch Studio Ghibli in?
Please kill me.
And then, of course, what is Hayao Miyazaki's best film?
Oh. What was their
Which is debatable.
Oh.
Every Hayao Miyazaki movie ranked, according to I don't know who. It's under Thrillist.com.
Oh.
They put Spirited Away as number 1. Which I can't argue.
I can't either.
But I can argue number 2, which is My Neighbor Totoro.
It's the most well-used, well-known one-ish.
I don't even know. Only because Totoro is himself super recognizable. The movie itself, though.
Like, I've seen people who have Totoro stuff, who have dressed like Totoro, who have like Totoro
himself
stuff. Yeah, and had never even seen the movie.
Exactly.
I'm like,
And then it goes Nausicaa, which I love Nausicaa. The Wind Rises, Princess Mononoke, Pocoroso, Kiki's Delivery Service, Castle in the Sky. That's the little top 8 right here. So I forgot how old Nausicaa was. 1984. 84.
It predates me.
It predates both of us. Spirited Away, 2001.
Yeah. What about Kiki?
Oh, I actually went into the thing. I shouldn't have. Kiki's Delivery says 1989. Oh, God. But a lot of these movies are just so old. But that's what's great about animation. Period. Yes. That if it's well done animation, it can literally stand the test of time.
Yes. And honestly, looking at what we've been getting lately, not anime wise, but just in general, I miss the old animation stuff. Like, not that I don't like what Disney's coming out with or anything like that, but if you watch one of the if you watch the original 101 Dalmatians.
Well,
or you watch...
Disney also now doing 3D animation.
Well, yeah.
We weren't getting traditional animation.
I know, there's a big difference between 2D and 3D. Like their little, the hand-drawn ones where they literally had to flip the sheet up over and over again. And I just sometimes, like, maybe it's just a nostalgia thing. Like, I really like old-style animation.
Well, just animation, period, is cool. I mean, it's those things you look at, like, modern cartoons. They're coming out. It's like, the goal is to get them out as cheap as humanly possible, which makes the animation as cheap looking as humanly possible.
And half the time the cartoon, like the actual drawing style of the cartoon characters is just, it's oversimplified to the point of being just blah.
But they have to make it as cheap as possible and as quick as possible. Therefore, it takes that approach versus a lot of things, but even more so, the Japanese have a lot better animation than we do over here, for the most part. I think it's one of the things we were intrigued about.
Yeah.
When we actually got into anime and stuff, was the fact, I mean, it just looks so much better than what we do, anything we do here.
Yeah.
And as kids, going from our cartoons to anime was a huge leap. Because they were two very different things.
Yeah.
Our kid cartoons to what Japan classifies as just normal television.
Yeah, we suck.
So their animation and everything and their storytelling and their action is so much different than our own here. Because cartoons are for kids here. Yeah. For the most part.
Anime is for everyone.
It's getting less and less like that as the people who grew up on this stuff are becoming the adults and the people who are adults are dying off. So we don't have to worry about it anymore.
Well, I also think that with America, how the cartoons and stuff went is we were a lot more subtle. Like now, if you go back and watch some of the cartoons we used to think were amazing as kids, the stuff that was just put in them that was just woo, holy cow. But none of this Japanese cartoon just putting it right out there. Just
no, they're not very subtle about things.
No.
But again, their anime wasn't, some was, but a lot of it wasn't designed and made for children. It was made for teens and adults because that was just more accepted. It's more accepted over there than it is over here. It's a phenomenon over there. And over here, cartoons are for kids.
Nope. I refuse.
I agree.
Except they can have the rubbish that's on TV now. I don't want it. I don't want to see it.
Because for me, I always have two different lists. Like, I have my favorite television TV series, live action TV series, as one list, and my favorite anime TV series as another list. And those don't really cross because, in my opinion, they're two different things. Because anime is, in my opinion, much more bold in the stories they're willing to tell in anime versus most traditional live-action television is very, very bland and dumbed down to the simplest, what's going to appeal to the mass-wide audience, which very rarely goes into anything outside of your medical drama or something.
There's so many of them.
I mean, occasionally, and that's why stuff that does take the stance and actually do something different and is really good, I really like. Like when Stranger Things does something, or I really liked Altered Carbon, but super heavy sci-fi, and Sherlock, but it's still more simplified, but still really well done British television show that really does a really different episode.
The British, they do a lot of really cool shows.
And then Fringe, that's, again, really sci-fi, I tend to lean that way.
Like, even with, like occasionally, I think it's Thursday nights, we have this one channel that will randomly just play British shows. Like, just dramas, whatever. And so there's a couple of, like, mystery shows. Like, there's one called Dr. Blake, I believe. And it's this guy who works pretty much, I guess he would be considered, I mean, he's a doctor, but they have him come in to help with investigations and stuff like that. But,
what?
Yeah. no matter how much that's been played out in like American dramas and stuff like this, for some reason, I really like that show. Like, I've only caught, like, I haven't caught enough to be like, oh, I'm addicted. I'm watching it episode by episode. But it's enough to where it keeps you intrigued. And just, they have another one called Father Brown, which has the guy who plays Arthur Weasley from the Harry Potter movies. And he is just this really kind of dorky-ish father, priest, whatever you want to call him, who, once again, helps them solve... But it's funny because it's like, it has a little bit of comedy. It has, of course, the murder. It has... I don't know, just for some reason, even though they're the same concepts that have been just drug out and burned alive at this point, they still are fascinating. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just how they're shot, how the actors, or just the different lighting, the different moods they set. It's just so much better than just the normal American dramas. And I don't know what it is. I just really like it. Your eyes twitching. You're just like...
Yeah, my wife's sister really likes Korean dramas.
I can watch those too. I've seen some that I'm like, hey, this is actually...
I tend to steer away from just dramas. Give me something else other than just pure drama for drama's sake. Okay. Drama can be tied into things, but just drama for drama, which is why it's hard for me to work with. I'll get into like a medical drama here or there. I watched a couple. My favorite one, period, being House.
Yes. House is good though.
But I think House was an exception to the rule when it came to medical dramas. Yes. It was so different from normal medical dramas.
I don't know. As far as like Korean dramas, it has to be something that I'm going to find worth having to read the show. Like, I've watched...
Almost nothing is worth it for me. I've done some anime because I had no choice, but almost nothing's worth it.
Like, in anime-wise or manga-wise, have you ever read or watched Ouran High School Host Club?
Let's go down.
Okay. Pretty much the premise is this girl who is kind of... pretty much she comes from the lower class, our class pretty much, and is really smart, so she ends up kind of at a preppy rich school, but she still kind of dresses like us. And at one point in time, she accidentally knocks over a vase, which is really expensive. And so in order to pay back the money for the vase, she ends up joining this host club, which it's a bunch of pretty boys that pretty much entertain the girls at the school. And so they assume that this chick is a boy. So they pretty much said, you're going to join our host club.
Why do they assume she's a he?
Because her hair's really short. She dresses kind of like grunge down and long sleeves and pants and stuff. So they just automatically assumed that she was a boy. Yeah.
I mean, I see a lot of places where this anime is going.
Yeah. And it goes to most of those places. So she just goes with it because it's like, one, she was really awkward, and two, she did break the vase, so she has to find some way to pay back.
Of course.
But I watched a Korean drama that was kind of like that. I can't remember. She worked at a coffee shop, I believe, and the whole entire theme of the coffee shop it was kind of like princes and like really handsome boys to draw in more people to come to this cafe, and somehow she got dragged into it. But
sounds interesting. Yeah. Have you ever seen School Days?
It sounds familiar, but I'm gonna go with no right.
It's a high school drama.
Okay.
About a guy who gets girls pregnant.
Okay, then no.
No. Okay. It's only like 13 episodes, the whole season, and that's all there ever is. It's hard to say I could recommend it because of where it ends up trying to go by the end of the series. But if you're just interested, it goes places. It goes places. It does things.
I don't like the look that you're giving right now.
I don't know. Without spoiling what happens, it's hard to tell you. It's a high school drama about a guy getting girls pregnant. That's about as much. It crosses genres at some point, but have fun with that.
Well,
have fun with that. It's interesting. It is interesting.
I definitely recommend, Ouran High School Host Club.
I got like 25 animes I need to watch at the bare minimum.
Well, I know it's not you recommending anything to you because
What time do I have?
you still haven't watched Split. So
What time do I have?
Let's see. You had yesterday, but you went and saw Overlord.
Exactly. I went to Overlord instead. I went to the movie theater
See,
instead.
you have choices.
There's not enough time in the day. It does not exist.
We all know this. Just like there's not enough sleep for me in a day, but...
Or me.
You don't need sleep.
Apparently I'm just a robot.
No, remember, you can sleep anywhere at any time.
I can't. Doesn't mean I can find the time to do that.
I can't. On that note, guys.
I think I can pay attention to the video and these dark circles under my eyes that I see every time.
Yeah, because I haven't been yawning through most of our...
Well... It's a hard knock life.
For us.
Have you ever seen Wishbone?
Like the old movie or the old TV series Wishbone with like
the dog detective.
The dog that went through different books.
Yep, that'd be the one. That'd be the one.
Like the Mutt and the Iron Muzzle.
I don't remember a lot about the show.
Oh.
I do remember watching as a kid. I remember the little theme thing. My wife and best friend have never seen it.
Oh.
So
yeah,
you're the first person I've actually came in contact with that actually has any idea what the show is.
Yes, I used to read the books. And then, of course, I watched the series. So the most memorable one I know is the Mutt and the Iron Muzzle, which is like the Man in the Iron Mask. And then I think they had like a Moby Dick one, but I can't remember what it was called. And I also had, I think at one point in time we talked about possessions, like stuffed animals and stuff that we've had, or like any, and I said that I had a long dog that was laying down. I named him Wishbone after Wishbone. So Wishbone. I forgot. It's been ages.
I've looked at the theme song once,
okay.
twice. It was hard to. I didn't remember the name of it for a long time. I had like the Google search. Dog detective, blah blah blah.
Because every time I see the dog from like the Target commercials, I think it is, or whatever, just the fact that like the circle around the eye thing for some reason always reminded me of Wishbone.
Yeah.
Two totally different breeds of dogs, but
yeah, completely not the same at all.
But just the fact that it had the circle around its eye, I was like, oh, that reminds me of Wishbone.
I remember reading somewhere that they use like several different dogs for the show.
Yeah.
That just looked like the same spots and stuff.
I wouldn't be surprised if they painted it at that point, but...
I just remember liking the show a lot.
Me too.
So, anyways, we should, I think, about an hour and 40 minutes. We probably should end. There's some ranting, there's some weirdness, there's some dark places.
The first half of this, I don't even know how to explain it. Then we went into Ghibli, and then... I know, you and your
I can't do it! I can't do it! You and your funny way!
But then we went to weird-ass animes, and we ended with Wishbone, so... I think not as striking as our last one.
No.
We'll
not even close. Maybe one day we'll get there. Today was not deep conversation.
No.
As deep as it got was a transparent hairless bear. So...
Considering that this is it will come out after, but considering this is pre-Black Friday filmed, I think we're being functional at this point is still it's still. I think we did good.
Yeah, it'll be alright.
Next week we'll probably have a little bit more energy to.
Well, we can help. Try to bring the conversation a little bit better. Because today wasn't it. Today was not it. I'm a little disappointed at us.
Shape-shifting and naked bears.
I mean, that's where we went. Don't know if that was where we needed to go. That's where it went.
It was what we needed today.
Apparently.
It was the superhero that we needed.
God, great movie. Anyways, as always, you can reach me at Sorrows Untraveled, reach Amanda at KZPop, reach the show at Beyond Our Focus on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, podcast services, and YouTube, and everything that's out there.
He's really self-abusive today.
Yeah. But yeah, leave a like, subscribe to anything you can subscribe to, leave comments down below. Let us know what you thought of this slow-paced show.
This is probably painful, and we're sorry. Like, if you made it this far, just... Like, I don't know what you got going on that you're still listening.
It's just in the background. Just background noise. It's not important.
But... Thank you.
Thank you for pretending to listen to this slightly.
If you've made it this far, you get all the special hugs, and we love you.
Sure. What she said.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she said. Nothing. Anyway, is there anything else? I think we went through the motions.
We're good.
Awesome!
I think at that point we need to go.
Yeah, probably. Till next time. Long days and pleasant nights.